What's up, guys? Chris from the Review Cave here, and I know this is a little late, but whatever. It is what it is. Today I will be talking to you guys about One Piece Chapter 1000, titled Straw Hat Luffy, and very accurately titled because, well, it's focused on Luffy. So, one thing I just want to say is I am so happy that I jumped onto One Piece like half a decade ago from the anime and then jumped onto the manga when I caught up. It's just been a real wild ride, especially once I got to Wano and finally caught up with the manga back when Act 2 was still right in the middle of Act 2. And it's just been a real wild ride, and I really enjoyed One Piece so much. It's my favorite manga of all time right now, one of my favorite series of all time, and I'm just really happy that I actually got onto the series right as it was reaching this huge milestone. No more triple digits. Finally, at 4 digits. And I just can't wait to see what Oda has for us next. So, real quick, this chapter, while I did have my own thoughts, I mean, everyone was making theory videos about some big grand reveal or revelation or some big event that's going to occur like in Wano or outside of Wano for chapter 1000. So many theory videos, and even I had some theories, like I thought maybe Zoro would be the first one to reach the roof, see the scabbards, get serious right off the bat, and finally unleash his Ashura technique, which we haven't seen since the Sabaody Archipelago when they fought against the Pacifista. We didn't see that, but hey, Wano is getting up to really great, and we're seeing Emperors, so Zoro, we might actually get to see Zoro use Ashura at some point in this arc. But I am getting a bit ahead of myself. So let's get into the actual talk of the chapter and its events. So we start off with, and I'm going to be honest, this first page from the scans that I gave in and read literally the next day was Luffy staring at the stairs leading up to the roof of Onigashima. And we see the Dogstrom's 3 musketeers, Sicilian and the rest. They managed to take down all of Kaido's men right below the staircase, get it ready for Luffy. Saying that this was all we managed to do. Luffy thanked them. You know, being Luffy and mistakenly calling him a Sicilian, which I still think I'm pronouncing his name wrong. I think sometimes I would call him Sicilian, and I think Sicilian pizza. I could actually go for a Sicilian slice right now, I'm not going to lie. But let's just... So Luffy basically gets his name wrong, calling him in the in the official translation like lion, viper, or something like that. And it's just a funny little interaction. And Luffy just says to Sicilian, "I still remember what you guys did for Raizo back on Zou, on how you would not let him, and how you would risk your lives to protect your friend." Sicilian is breaking down in tears because he wanted to help avenge all of his friends here in Wano, to avenge what happened. And they did kind of do that when they all went to Sulong and fought against Jack and the bunch of Beast Pirates. But it was Cat Viper and Dogstrom that dealt the finishing blow to Jack when they finally reached their Sulong forms. We continue with Luffy going up the stairs, and then we do a quick cut over to Marco with Zoro and the Calamity's King and Queen. Marco and his Phoenix were managing to hold back both of Kaido's strongest men right there, being like, and Queen's neck is actually extending, like, he's a full-blown cyborg, which is honestly pretty damn awesome. So, I'm not gonna lie, I know he's like the 3rd strongest member of the Beast Pirates, like the 3rd in command, more or less. But it would just be really funny and awesome to see him fight against Frankie, who is also a cyborg. But Frankie's fighting Sasaki, which we established a while ago. But we could still see a fight with him against Sanji, because a couple of chapters ago, back when we were like establishing like the Oni virus, he mentioned Judge Sanji's father. So I do see Sanji possibly getting out of that fight with Black Maria and coming down to fight King. But Queen. But someone would have to fight King, which it could, in fact, be Marco himself to fight off King on his own. Or it could be someone else, because all the other Straw Hats are currently in their own fights. I was going to think maybe Jinbei or Zoro, most likely Zoro, but Zoro headed straight for the top. he knew he would be needed to help out Luffy, so that's something. So Marco playfully basically says for Zoro to hang on tight as he just catapults Zoro straight through the hole in the roof, straight to his destination. And Zoro is obviously like surprised and shocked at this because this is actually brought up. Luffy used to fling Zoro with all the time in the past. It's just funny. I mean, that could actually be like a PTSD kind of thing, where Zoro's like, not this crap again. And I'm just honestly, it's just hilarious. So Zoro goes up there. We then cut to Yamato, Momo, and Shinobu in the storage shed as Momo's questioning what the letter D is. Yamato is also explaining how everything was written down in Oden's journal, his logbook, and that 20 years from now, a bunch of powerful pirates will enter here in the new world and cause an uproar. And then, one thing, Yamato, while Yamato was in fact confirming that he was, Yamato, because I believe she just identifies as Kozuki Oden, not as a guy. That really needs to get cleared up. It really needs to clear up because it gets kind of jumbled a bit in the book, which I really hope we actually get something. I feel like once this arc is over, Yamato's just gonna like throw away the identity of Kozuki Oden and just be Yamato, be yourself. They should still identify as a guy. Why am I so hung up on this? I just want to get this right. I really want to get that right. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong again, but I'm rambling. So Yamato states that she was there at Kazuki Castle when it was being burnt down, thinking that Momo was dead. And she found in the river Oden's logbook, saying that somebody must have thrown it in there to keep it safe. Now this also presents a couple of theories. The obvious person that could have thrown it in, that we've met already, and is currently here on Wano, could have been Kawamatsu when he saved Hiyori. It is the most obvious one. But another obvious but very unlikely, it's kind of simultaneously likely and unlikely, would have to be Toki. So we didn't exactly. It's implied that she died that night, during when the castle was burning. But it wasn't 100% confirmed. I think I'd have to reread those chapters just to be entirely sure. But it is possible that Toki might have managed to protect the book as much as she could and thrown it. And maybe she used her time through powers to jump 20 years into the future and is just lying low until the right moment. I mean, it'd probably be better for the story if she was, dead for obvious reasons, because having someone who could just teleport someone 20 years into the future come around could propose some problems. But then again, if they can't go back, then that's honestly a good nerf on time travel, which I've stated before. But anyway, as this is going on, we go on to see Luffy continuing to run up the stairs to the rooftop, and then we get another flashback with Ace. Now, I was unable to do a review of 999, which gave us a proper flashback to Ace and Yamato's time, meeting, fighting, becoming friends, talking to each other, which only took about the first couple of pages of 999. But this basically closes it all out. Basically, so what we got in this flashback was like, Ace said something that he wasn't supposed to. Like, I'm sorry, this just slipped out. He was probably just drunk. He just got too comfortable and just told Yamato something like, it's my brother's dream. I won't let anyone make fun of it or laugh at him at it. Well, Yamato was just in shock, dumbstruck at what Ace just told her. And Ace said that me and Sabo laughed at him as well, but we wouldn't let anyone tarnish our brother's dream. And Yamato, jumping up, saying, getting so excited, says that I would never laugh at that dream, saying that Luffy actually said the same words as a great man once did, who traveled with So, first irony, Ace actually ends up saying that he would like to have a drink with this man, and he doesn't know that Yamato is talking about Roger. Yamato does not know that Ace is Roger's kid. So that's honestly pretty damn ironic, because Ace wants to get away from the image of his father, kind of get out of that shadow, and he kind of hates his father in a way. And now he doesn't know that Yamato is talking that this great man that was with Oden and was mentioned so often in the book and had the same dream as Luffy is in fact his father. this is something that was just hilarious, and also a bit of dramatic irony. Well, not dramatic irony, but a bit ironic. So we then get a nice scene where Yamato was actually the one that gave Ace his Viva card, which is honestly an interesting piece of information because now this all goes full circle because Yamato gives the Viva card to Ace, Ace gives the Viva card to Luffy, Paramount War happens, Ace dies, the Viva card is gone, but Luffy basically inherits Ace's will and then comes back to Wano and is basically fulfilling Ace's promise to come back to Wano, which one quick thing I also want to say from the flashback from 999, we got a second piece of a nice Ace flashback stating why Whitebeard didn't just march onto Wano for revenge against Odin's death. Basically, like the casualties would be too high, and people could also make the argument that Whitebeard marched into a basically hopeless situation where there would be a ton of casualties back in Marineford. But while it was pointed out by other people, and I have to completely agree, Ace was still alive, so there was a chance of success. Is to get their family back. Odin was already dead, so there was no real caveat. Sure, they'd save Wano, and that would be great and all, but Whitebeard wouldn't really get his brother back. He saw Odin as a brother, so he wouldn't get anyone back, and he would just lose more of his family. So it wasn't really worth it. While I do think that's a bit of a flawed logic and stuff like that. And Izo really should have shown more anger, but then again, they didn't find out about Odin's death until like a couple of years later, so I can only assume maybe like 10 years, maybe 5. I have no idea. They did say several. But he did say that Marco and Izo both said that they would join Ace if he would go back to Wano. And right now, Luffy's here in Wano with his crew to help out the Scabbards, and those two are helping them out as well to help avenge their friend and save his country. So it's just really, really nice. So yeah, with this Ace flashback, we get the confirmation of Ace's Viva card, and now Luffy's basically finishing what Ace started, fulfilling Ace's promise of coming back to save Wano. And as we're getting some dialogue, Yamato reveals that she found out that Ace died at Marineford through the newspaper that she found, and that his brother really did become a pirate, and now Luffy is here in Wano. So that's really interesting, and I really like how basically it's basically fate that out of all the pirates, this is something that Yamato stated, I think, in last chapter also, that it's basically fate that out of all the pirates in the Grand Line, in the New World especially, that the first one he would meet and end up helping him out would be Luffy. That's just insanity and really great. I really do love it. I like the theme of Destiny, and I feel like One Piece is doing like stuff like Destiny really damn well. So we see him get more images of Luffy going up. He finally makes it to the roof. We see like the shots of everyone looking at Luffy. Law, Zoro, Kid, Killer, Big Mom, and Kaido. Then we get a nice split 2-page spread with the right side being Luffy, being the supernovas, the worst generation, with Luffy in the middle, Zoro on his right, Kid and Killer on the left, and Law just chilling with a sword on a piece of rubble, staring down the Yonko, Big Mom, and Kaido. We're dealing with two Emperors of the Sea, and I like the way that Oda made this panel, because it looks like they're like right next to each, right by each other, staring each other down, but the size difference and with the split, it's just really awesome. It just gets me hyped. It's one of my favorite panels in One Piece right now. It's just really freaking awesome. And basically saying that Odin prophesies that if I am in 20 years, if I'm dead, powerful new pirates will come into the new world and come here to Wano. If I'm dead by then, they will be the ones to take down Kaido. Prophecies isn't really something new in One Piece. We've gotten this earlier in the New World and everything. But this isn't like super accurate. Maybe Odin probably wasn't even, they don't know who exactly these pirates were, so it's very interesting. I'm going to get into what Ace said about like Luffy's dream back in a minute, but I just want to finish off this chapter. So, after staring each other down, Big Mom and Luffy say, basically, Big Mom and Luffy and Kaido have like a bit of a stare down. Kaido saying, took you long enough, you kept us waiting. And Big Mom being like, so many heads to roll and stuff like that. I don't have everything right in front of me, or else I would read it right, like word for word. I'll read it word for word. That's really it. But anyway, so Kaido basically says this one thing. Lin, can you imagine? Do you know what this boy said right in front of my face? What he will become? Big Mom saying that he's a cheeky one, and he caused her a lot of trouble, and that she's still looking for an apology, Straw Hat. But one of the best moments in One Piece is this: Luffy, not paying the Yonko any attention, just walks in between them to check up on Kinemon and the Scabbards. And they didn't even notice that he had just walked right past them. Luffy's not paying them any mind. Usually Luffy would get angry right off the bat and strike at them, try and punch them in the face right off the bat. But no, he goes to check up on his friends because they're still alive. He goes to check up on his friends. Everyone beaten down, bloodied, unconscious. Kinemon's still conscious. When Luffy picks him up, asking him, "Are you okay?" Kinemon, in tears, with a broken and bruised, swollen face, says, "I failed. I can't face Odin in the next world. I did nothing for Wano." And then he asks Luffy to take Wano on his shoulders to save Wano. And Luffy, obviously, because he's Luffy, with confidence says, "I will. I'll save Wano because it's my friend's country. No other reason. The country is his friend's country. He will do whatever he can to save it." Just like with Alabasta and Vivi, just like with Dressrosa and Fishman Island. He made friends there. It's their country. He's going to save it. It's Luffy. I love it. Peak Luffy. So Kaido is like getting tired of being ignored by Luffy and is asking him to say what he was saying to them before. Getting ready for a powerful attack. Luffy tells Law to send the Scabbards down below. Without even a word, Law uses his Stellar Fruit to send all the Scabbards down below. Hopefully by chopper. Somewhere where they can't get like sneak attacked in their sleep, or possibly even where Momo and Yamato are. Kaido launches his club down. Luffy jumps up into the air to avoid it, goes into third gear, and then we get right in the middle of the page, like nice flashbacks to all the moments Luffy's had with the Scabbards. Raizo is safe. Momo saying that he wants to take down Kaido. So much stuff we get. And it hits you so hard. Luffy finally punches Kaido right in the face with his new move, Gum Gum Red Rock. It's on fire. It punches Kaido in the face. It physically looks like if Kaido was physically shocked by it, and it literally knocks him down. Not in drunken stupor, Kaido, where he just took the hits and he was off balance and he kept getting knocked down. No, Kaido was at full strength, pretty much full strength, gets hit in the face by Luffy's next attack, brought down into the ground, shocking Big Mom and Kaido. Kaido seems like he's actually hurt. Now, I don't think that this really did like a ton of damage, because remember, the Scabbards did in fact stab Kaido. They drew blood, but he stated that it wasn't deep enough. So that was honestly like they hurt him, but not by much. So Luffy could have done a good chunk of damage, more than the Scabbards, but that one punch wasn't enough to deal a ton of damage to Kaido. But it does look like his face is burning. His hair. If there was enough fire, maybe he could have left a scar. That would be awesome. And then, in peak Luffy, like the best moment I think Luffy ever had, Silhouette grabs his hat and says to both of them, I am Monkey D. Luffy. I am the man who will surpass the two of you and become the king of the pirates. Chapter ends. That is going to be one of my favorite One Piece moments. Talking about it, I can't stop smiling. I just want to jump out of my seat. I can't speak. It's really great. It's honestly one of my top. It's got to be in my top 5 favorite One Piece moments right now. Because Luffy, in my opinion, and I might actually make a video explaining this. Don't guarantee it, because it also depends on whether or not I have the time to put it together. Luffy might literally be the king of the pirates in this moment. He embodies being the king of the pirates. Right now, he's basically the freest man alive at this point. He's strong. He's confident. He's got his team back. He has his crew backing him up and believing in him. He's facing down the strongest pirates in the sea, not without an ounce of fear, full confidence and completely calm. and manages to give Kaido a good punch to the face. Luffy, I believe, has pretty much already become the king of the pirates, at least in personality, at least in my opinion. Not officially, but he's more or less the king of the pirates in my opinion already. With all he's done, with who he is, I feel like he's just one more good moment away of really becoming the king of the pirates for real, for people thinking of him as the king of the pirates before he even reaches the One Piece. I feel like getting the One Piece will like officially make him king of the pirates, but right now he's more or less the king of the pirates. I'm not gonna lie, Luffy is just insanity. I love it, but yeah. Real quick, I just wanted to go back and talk about a couple of things before I end off this video. For one, Luffy's dream. Now, this is something that when I first read the scans, I didn't come to mind. But then I read a second time when the official release, and then I was hearing people thinking about what Luffy's new dream is, and it was actually brought up by other YouTubers. Like back in Oden's flashback, Roger was saying that he had a big dream once he reached the One Piece. Like his dream would come true, and then we don't hear what this dream is. Whitebeard is laughing, and Oden is dumbstruck, just like Yamato. So what could this dream be? Because it is pretty weird that, I mean, we all get that basically Luffy's like the spiritual successor of Roger, more or less. And if they have the exact same dream. Now look, I first thought King of the Pirates, because King of the Pirates, people laugh at Luffy regardless of what the King of the Pirates, but with this one dream, this secret dream, what could it be? I honestly don't know. It could be the freest man alive. That's the simplest term, other than King of the Pirates. But it could be something else, because it can only be when we reach the One Piece. But I'm not entirely sure. It could just be the freest man alive. That's honestly that's a good dream also, and a dream that people would just laugh at also. So I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but. With that aside, I love the moment with the supernovas staring down Big Mom and Kaido. Because, in my opinion, I feel like this is a good lineup. We got Kid, who's been collecting a crap ton of medals while charging through Onigashima, all the weapons and stuff like that, piling it on, getting it ready for possibly a new powerful attack. We got Killer with him, who is strong on his own. He went toe-to-toe with Zoro before getting taken down by Zoro when he finally got serious. Zoro, obviously, Luffy, and Law. We got 3 captains and 2 right hands that are all part of the worst generation. Drake's downstairs helping out the Alliance. We got a Pooh knockdown, so that's good. Well, Hawkins is nowhere to be seen in these last couple of chapters. Ever since Drake was exposed, we haven't seen Hawkins at all, so he can make a miraculous appearance and be like, the cards state I have a better chance of surviving if I fight with you 5. Then we can see 6 supernovas fighting against him. Maybe Drake will show up in the end if the festival hall gets under control, like mid or by the end of the fight. That would be like more than half of the supernovas right there or in Wano, ready to fight. Bonnie's, I believe, still in Merijoy's. Rouge, I have no idea where Rouge is. Beige is sailing after, Chiffon got married. I know after Lola got married to one of his guys. So, the cover story, it's kind of funny. And Blackbeard is off doing his own thing. So right now, 3 of the supernovas are currently outside of Wano. Meanwhile, 4 of the supernovas are outside of Wano. Meanwhile, the rest are all in Wano. So, this is going to be interesting because it will be thematically great if all the supernovas that are currently there are teamed up to take down the past generation of pirates, to take down Big Mom and Kaido. And then we can see like an entirely new, entirely brand new emperor system. It could be, I don't even think there's time left for new emperors to be elected. Luffy's already considered the 5th emperor, so what can we see? It's awesome to think about, honestly, and really exciting, because I want to see how this fight turns out, because Luffy already dealt a pretty devastating blow to Kaido, which I believe might have actually held some of the advanced armament of Rio. So this is something I want to see, because if Luffy manages to do this with all of his attacks, put Rio into all of his attacks, possibly even Gear 4. Imagine, in Gear 3, he dealt a pretty good blow to Kaido, knocking him down and singeing his face a little bit, and shocking him like it actually hurt him. If he goes into Gear 4 and does this, he could deal a really strong blow to Kaido, take him down. Not much we got Zoro there with Enma that basically powers up his own haki. And like I said, we could see Ashura. And I also think Law is a pretty good matchup against Kaido because, yes, Doflamingo did kind of hacks his way out of the Gamma Knife and Radio Knife and stuff like that. Let's face it, if he didn't have a string fruit to do all this stuff, he'd be dead on the floor. So Law, I think if Law got a pretty good hit on him, he can actually take down Kaido if he manages to pierce his heart with Gamma or Radio Knife. So that's interesting. And Kid is honestly pretty damn strong on his own, and I believe with the amount of weapons that he's collected, he could, if he tries to infuse those with his own haki, he could deal some damage. Killer, we don't get much technique with Killer, but he's obviously Kid's right-hand man, and he's part of the worst generation, so it makes sense for him to be pretty damn strong. I also like the name of Red Rock because this had to be explained to me. In the scans, it literally said a giant red mythical bird. A giant mythical bird. So, evolution of Red Hawk. Awesome. I'm sorry if I'm being too over dramatic with this, but I'm just really happy that I became part of reading this amazing story and was able to witness such a momentous occasion for this series to reach 1,000 chapters and for this to be just such a good chapter. But there's one person I want to join them on the roof. Yamato. I don't think Oda would have introduced Yamato here unless Yamato would have to actually fight somebody, instead of just babysitting Momo the whole time. I think that while the fight against the Emperors occurs, Yamato, I have a good feeling that maybe Law managed to teleport the scabbards near Momo. So even though if they're all bloody and stuff like that, they could have enough energy to protect Momo, or maybe the spot they're in is safe enough. Momo could tell Yamato to go help Luffy. No matter what, Luffy has to take down Kaido, and Yamato would go, I believe. Especially since she wants to join Luffy's crew. And honestly, as Wano has been going on, I fully believe Yamato could actually join Luffy's crew. Because before then it was Carrot and possibly Momo or Tama. For all we know, all these people could end up joining Luffy's crew, but Oda had said that there would be 10 crew members. But Oda could still change his mind. I'm set on Yamato becoming a Straw Hat. At first it was Carrot due to her doing stuff and spending time with the crew back in Cold Cake, and now she's actually starting to do something in Wano, but hasn't barely appeared in it in Wano. I want to see her and Wanda's fight against Perospero, because I believe that they could actually take down Perospero, because compared to the likes of Katakuri and I think compared to his younger brothers, I honestly don't think Perospero's that strong, in my honest opinion. He's strong, no doubt about it, but he's no Katakuri, let's face it. He's no Katakuri. I don't even think he's as strong as Oven. But yeah. Yamato, I believe, will make her way towards Luffy. And like I said, remember when I said that someone has to fight King if Sanji gets away from Black Maria, and let's say Brook and Robin fight Black Maria. Sanji would have to fight Queen, due to the whole fighting the third strongest and everything. Since Zoro's up on the roof, it's possible that Marco will go down to help Chopper, and Yamato will fight King. And after taking down King, Yamato will run up to the roof and help Luffy in the final moments of the fight. And it will be thematically relevant for Luffy and Yamato to be the ones to take down Kaido. The inherited will of Odin within Yamato now, and the inherited will of Ace and now Roger and the Scabbards in Luffy to take down Kaido, it is actually thematically very relevant. But yeah, this video has gone on pretty damn long. And again, this was honestly a really good chapter. 10 out of 10. Best possible chapter we could have gotten for chapter 1000. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter review. I hope you actually enjoyed chapter 1000. I know there's hardly anybody that hated chapter 1000. Possibly a bit disappointed in the fact that some of their theories or things that they wanted to see was not in chapter 1000, but overall I think everyone was satisfied with chapter 1000. But, yeah, I'm honestly really glad with this chapter. It had a lot of great stuff. We got a nice Ace flashback. We got everyone on the roof facing off against the Yonko. Luffy managing to lay down a hit on Kaido and actually shock him and Big Mom, possibly even injuring him a good amount. And him having his best moment ever, a full-on Pirate King moment, solidifying him as the real Pirate King. But yeah, with all that said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed this review of Chapter 1000, and I will do my very best to keep reviewing manga every single week when they come out, because I'm also going to try and review some other manga to help get some more people onto the channel and help grow, because I want to make a lot more videos like this. As much as I love doing vlog type videos, I do want to go back to that editing style video, maybe even have it like with me adding stuff. But this just helps me get the videos out a lot quicker and give my own raw thoughts on these chapters. But yeah, with all that said and done, I hope you guys had an awesome day, and I'll see you all next time.